Hello, happy Friday. Today's activity is the science lab. And over the next couple of weeks in the science lab, we're going to talk about your body. This week, we're going to talk about the skeleton. We're going to learn some interesting facts about our skeleton. And we are going to read a book today. And the book today, let's think about it. Do we think it's fiction or do we think it's nonfiction? If you look at it, it has a picture of a real life child. It's talking about our bodies, our bones in our body, and it's usually true facts. So this is going to be nonfiction, which is not false, and it's true. So, and one thing that I love about nonfiction books is sometimes they have a table of contents. And so if you look at the table of contents, here are some things that we're going to learn in our book today. We're going to talk about our skeleton, your bones, healthy bones, your joints, your skull, your backbone, your ribs, your arms and your hands, and your legs and your feet. And then we also have a glossary. Remember, the glossary tells us, it's like a dictionary in the back of a nonfiction book. So, and here's our glossary. And if we didn't know some of those words, we could look them up in the back. All right. What is your skeleton? Your skeleton is like a strong frame. It gives your body its shape, holds you upright, and lets you move. It protects soft parts of your body, such as your heart and lungs. So here's your ribs. Protects your heart and lungs. And it holds your shape. If you didn't have a skeleton, you would be a big pile of mush. Your skeleton is made up of bones of different shapes and sizes. Each bone has a special job to do. Your body is alive and growing, and so are your bones. As you grow older, your bones become harder and stronger. By the time you are fully grown, you will have 206 bones. Your bones need to be strong and light. Bones are light enough to let you jump and strong enough not to break when you land. The outside layer of a bone is hard, and the middle layer is like a sponge. In the center of many bones is a jelly called marrow. And if you could break open a bone, this is what it would look like. The outside is hard. The inside has a spongy bone, and then here is your marrow. Even though bones are very strong, they sometimes break. Bones are amazing. They can mend themselves and become just as strong again. It usually takes about 6 weeks for a broken bone to mend. If you break your arm, you go to the hospital. A doctor sets your broken bone and your arm is put into a plaster cast to hold the bone in place. A sling supports your arm while it heals. So there's just the cast, and he doesn't have his sling on yet. Healthy bones. Just like the rest of your body, your bones need plenty of good food and exercise, as well as rest and sleep. Milk, eggs, cheese, and yogurt, thinned salmon and sardines, as well as leafy green vegetables, all help keep your bones strong and healthy. Look at all those yummy foods you could eat. Whatever exercise you enjoy, such as running, dancing, or ball games, will keep you active and help your bones to grow strong. Do something active every day, especially when we're at home. Wear a helmet when you ride a bicycle to protect your skull. Your skull is where your skull protects your brain. Wear pads to protect your knees and elbows when you skate. You can have fun and look after your bones. So there's your helmet to keep your brain and skull healthy. in case you have a crash. Joints. Your bones join together at places called joints. Most of the joints in your skeleton can move. If you didn't have joints, you would be stiff as a statue. So just like this, here's a statue. He doesn't have joints, so he can't move his knees or his elbows or his wrist. But he can bend at his elbow. Your joints move in different ways. You have ball and socket joints where your arms join with your shoulders and where your legs join your hips. These joints let your arms and legs move around in a circle. It's the ball and socket joint. Elbows and knees are hinge joints. They move backward and forward like the hinges on a door. So when you kick a soccer ball, your leg goes in front. So that's kind of why it has a hinge joint. Your skull. Your skull is made up of several bones. It is very strong. Its most important job is to protect your brain. Feel the shape of your skull. It has 2 holes for your eyes. Your jaw opens and closes when you talk and also when you eat. So he's feeling his skull. The top of your skull is exactly the right shape and size to cover and protect your brain. The bones in your skull give your face its shape. We all have a forehead, eyes, nose, a mouth, and a chin. Everyone looks just a bit different, so we can recognize each other easily. It would be very confusing if we all looked exactly the same. That's what makes us different and unique. Your backbone. Your backbone or spine runs right down the middle of your back. It is made up of 26 small bones. If it were made of just one long bone, you would not be able to bend or twist. So there's your spine and all those tiny little bones fused together. Your backbone holds you upright. If you stand, walk, and sit with a straight back, your spine supports your whole body. If you let your back bend while you are standing or sitting, you will soon start to ache all over. Gymnasts hold their back straight to help them balance. And this little boy is bending his backbone so he can touch his toes. And your backbone is your spine. Your ribs. Your ribs are shaped like a cage. They protect your heart, which pumps blood around your body, and your lungs, which you use for breathing. You have 2 pairs of ribs. They are fixed to your backbone. The top 7 pairs of ribs are fixed to your breastbone at the front. So there's your breastbone. There's your heart that it's protecting. Those the hard things are your ribs. The fleshy looking things are your lungs. So your ribs are protecting your heart and your lungs, 2 very important things to help us live. You can feel your ribs, and you can probably see the shape of them through your skin too. The bottom 2 pairs of ribs are only fixed at the back, so they can move more easily when you breathe in and out. So take a deep breath and breathe out. Your lungs fill up with air like a balloon, and when you release it, it goes back down. So there's his ribs you can see through. And he's got a balloon to let you know that's what's going on inside your lungs when you're breathing in and out. Your arms and hands. You use your arms and hands to grip and to pick things up, write and draw, and play with toys. Each arm, wrist, and hand is made up of 30 bones, which help you make all these different movements. So your elbow, and where you can bend your elbow. Your arm is right here. Your hand and your thumb, your fingers, your phalanges, and your wrist. The bone in the top of your arm is strong and thick. You have 2 inner bones in the bottom of your arm and 27 bones in your hand and wrist. Lots of little bones in your fingers help you make small movements. So if you look, all of those are bones. So there's 27 in your hand. And remember, you only have 208 or 206. Let's put in correct. Let's double check. $206. And 27 I'm wearing one hand. That's crazy. Your legs and feet. You use your legs to walk, run, jump, stand, and sit. The bone in the top of your leg is the longest bone in your body. It is also very strong. So there's the different bones in your leg and foot and toes. A bone called the kneecap protects your knee joint. Children often cut and bruise their knees, so kneecaps have an important job to do. And I'm pretty sure some of us have bruised our knees before. And he has to put a Band-Aid on it. Then we're going back to our glossary, which is our dictionary in the back. And remember, the first word is alive, and we've talked about what it means to be alive. Plants and animals are alive. They need to grow, move, and eat. Your bones are strong and light. You have 206 in your body. You have to exercise, running, swimming, jumping, stretching, skipping to keep your body and especially your bones healthy. A joint is the name given to a part of the body where 2 bones meet and helps your joints are used to help to move. Protect means to keep something safe from being hurt. Remember, your skull protects your brain, your ribs protects your lungs and your heart. Your shape, everything has a shape. For example, a ball is a round shape. Your skeleton gives your body its shape. Remember, if you didn't have a skeleton, you would just be one big ball of goo. Your support means to hold something upright or stop it from falling. All right, get ready for a really cool activity. Okay, so here is my little stick figure made out of Play-Doh. And I want him to stand up on his own. He's got some really chunky legs here. So here is my little stick figure. And so, do we think he's going to have enough support where he can stand up on his own? Because that's what I want to do. Oh no, he just fell over. I wonder why he fell over. Muddy, do you think you know why he fell over? Well, this time, let's see. I'm going to make another one. But this time, this stick figure, I'm going to try to make it the same size, but the only thing different is I am going to put some toothpicks in it. I wonder what our toothpicks are going to represent. Let's see. So we've kind of got a middle, our little torso, our head, and I'm going to get this one off. Muddy is excited because he has a plastic bottle, and next week's lesson is going to be about plastics. So that's what you hear that's making that terrible noise is the dog. All right, so I'm gonna trying to make it like the other one, but I don't think I can. But all right, so I have my legs. Now I gotta get some arms. Now, I didn't put a toothpick for my arms. We have arm bone, so we need to put that through there. All right, so here is my person that has a skeleton. Our toothpicks represent our bones. So remember, when our person didn't have our toothpicks in them, they just kind of went kaploop. So let's see about this one, if he is going to stand up. He's standing up a little bit better. I didn't really do him very well, but let's see. He fell over too, but he's kept his shape a little bit better. There we go. All right, I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's standing. So, but he fell over too. You can tell the difference when you have bones. You're taller and you're straighter, and they help you stand up. That would be your skeleton. That helps you. When you do not have a skeleton, you just kind of plop over. So when you have your clay and toothpicks at home, I want to see if you can make your two figures and see if yours happens to have the same thing. And see, his head fell off because he doesn't have his vertebrae in the back to hold it all together. So this is, we would not want to be a human without bones. So your skeleton does help you hold your size and shape. So it helps you stand up and keep all of your body parts together. Now, I do want to talk to you about another word, and this is called invertebrates and vertebrates. Invertebrates are animals that do not have backbones. So think about, what are some animals that you think do not have backbones? That might be something you can go and investigate. And vertebrates are animals that do have backbones. So you go and see if you can think about what are some animals with vertebrates that have backbones. And we have a backbone, so we would fall under the category of a vertebrate because we do have a backbone that helps us stand nice and tall. So those are two vocabulary words, and skeleton was another vocabulary word that we talked about. Now, I had said at the beginning, what's important about our bones are that we really have to take care of them. If we don't take care of them, they can break, they can become brittle. So it is important for you to have healthy bones. And to have healthy bones, you need to eat healthy food, exercise, have plenty of rest, keep moving. And if you are going to go skating or ride your bike, you need to wear protective gear. Because remember, in our book, we talked about our skull and we talked about our kneecaps. So you do need to keep those bones protected so nothing will happen to them. Now, some of your AMI packets this week is talking about where you need to keep moving, and you're going to chart how much time you've been outside riding your bike or walking, so that while you're doing that, you are taking care of your bones. So it kind of all ties in together. Now, if you didn't get clay and toothpicks and you don't have clay and toothpicks at your house, here are some other activities that you can do. You can draw a skeleton and label the different bones. Remember, an adult has 206 bones and a child has about 300. So y'all have more bones than us grown-ups. You can look at different kinds of animals. You can look at humans or dinosaurs and look at their bones and see if they're different and see if they're vertebrate or invertebrate. Then look at some insects and see if they're invertebrates or vertebrates. Do they have backbones? So those are some things that you can investigate at home. So remember, today we talked about our bones, and we also really focused on our skeleton. That helps us keep our shape, and it's made out of bones. I hope you have a great Friday.